Right, hello ladies and gentlemen. How's your day going so far? Good, yes? Awesome. So my name is NatashaJohn-Baptiste, and today we're going to learn about the art of being gentle with ourselves. So it is interactive. I mean, you can write things down if you want, or you can use your phone just to write your answers down, or just have your questions and answers in your mind and speak to yourself on that kind of level. So it is reflective and interactive, yeah? Okay, so this lovely young lady here, right? And she's, what would you say she is? What is she?
I think that's me.
Is that you? So, she's an artist. Yeah. She's got all of her tools there. She's got her easel with her canvas, her paintbrushes, and also the colours and everything to create the scenery that she wants. And we too are masterpieces. All of us are masterpieces. We're all working on ourselves. And sometimes we need different things. There's different aspects of ourselves that helps us or makes up the masterpiece. Okay? And remember, we're talking about the art of being gentle with ourselves. So, why is being gentle with yourself an art? Why do you think it's an art to be gentle with yourself?
Because art itself is not easy, and being gentle to yourself is not easy. Just to link together.
Yeah, so why would it not be easy in some cases?
It doesn't come naturally.
Yeah.
We tend to think of other people
All the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we know that one of the things that's needed is patience. And patience with ourselves. Because sometimes you ever find yourself beating yourself up over just not getting something right, or isn't it? Yeah? So patience is one of the things that we need, as well as intention. So living with intention. When we get up in the morning, the intention of when I step out the door today, I'm going to try my best to have a good day. When I step outside the door today, I'm going to try my best not to overthink things. Because do you ever find yourself thinking what someone else is thinking? Well, actually, you don't know what that other person is thinking, right? Not worrying about those things, but being intent on the movements and the things that we're doing. Also, you need practice. Right, so you said that art's quite hard, isn't it? I'm a terrible artist. These beautiful paintings around us, maybe one day if I practiced, I might be good at it. But it's not really my thing. Matchstick men and matchstick dogs and stuff, I can do that stuff. But everything you do, when you practice it, you become better at it. Yeah, remember we're talking about the art of being gentle with ourselves. And also, compassion. We need to show ourselves compassion. Yeah, show ourselves, give ourselves the time. We're going to go and find out a little bit more about that as well. So be compassionate. And remember that it's not a weakness. Being gentle with ourselves, it's not weakness. Yeah, being gentle with ourselves, it takes skill. Skill, practice, and skill go hand in hand together. The more practice we have at something, the more skillful that we get at it. And it takes awareness and care. Awareness and care of who though? Excellent. I've got a pen. I think I might have one here. Yes. Right, so awareness of ourselves and who we are. Okay, we're going to learn a little bit about that today. We're going to learn a little bit how to put all of these things into practice. So, the canvas. We were talking about an artist, and they need specific things in order to create a beautiful masterpiece. So one of the things is a canvas. Knowing who you are and not what you are. There's two different things. Can anyone think of who they are as opposed to what they are? Okay. Who we are, it's our essence. So it's our personality, it's our qualities. Those are the things of who we are. What we are, we might be a mother, we might be a daughter, we might be a doctor. That's who we are. So who we are, it's our personality and the qualities that are within us. Got a few here. So maybe we make up some of these things. Are we strong? Talented? There's many aspects of ourselves that maybe we kind of ignore or we're not even tapped into. So, yeah, thinking about those things, being brave, reliable, being kind, generous, loving, all these things make up who we are. Remember, we're looking at the canvas and who we are and that whole, creating that whole picture, and we are the masterpiece. Yeah? We are the masterpiece. And know your strengths and celebrate them. Do you celebrate your strengths? Celebrate your strengths?
Yes.
Yeah? Hands up who celebrates their strengths. Okay? Hands up who don't even think about their strengths. Yeah? That's a bit half and half. So we all have them. We all have wonderful, wonderful aspects about ourselves. And I'm sure we've got at least 4 things on that list, or even more, that we can say that, put to ourselves and say that I am that person. So look at that one, you just done this one here, elegant. Right? Right? So knowing your strengths.
We're often, sorry, I was going to say that we're often made to feel that if we think of those strengths, it's not a good thing. And it is a good thing, but we beat ourselves up more than we say, hey, look, I did that.
Yeah. And we should celebrate our achievements. We should celebrate our wins. It's an amazing thing. I'll give you an example. I run coffee mornings and warm welcome afternoons. And on one of the coffee mornings, it's based in a medical centre. And there was one fellow that he came in and he was really, when he first came in, he was really plumpy. He was like, Mr., And then over time, we've done wellness walks, we've got to know each other, and he's become a real core member of the group. Now, last year, I set them challenges. I set a 90-day challenge. They weren't allowed to have a challenge that was entailed other people. So it wasn't meant to be anything for the family or friends. It had to be primarily for themselves. And he set the challenge that he wants to be healthier. So fast forward, or rewind back to the end of mid-February, we went on a walk. It was raining. He's a quite burly guy, and he walked a whole mile. Normally, he can just walk from here to there. But with a little bit of encouragement and coaxing and saying, oh, we're just going round to this corner, he's done a whole mile. And that was an amazing achievement for someone that felt that they could do something. Yeah? So, yes, that's an achievement. Celebrate it. Celebrate our wins, even if they're small. Big, small wins. So when you do a reflective activity, what I want you to ask yourself is I want you to ask yourself, note down in your head 3 strengths that you really acknowledge. 3 strengths that you really acknowledge within yourselves. It might be hard, because you said sometimes it's hard to even acknowledge that we've got strength, right? And also, when was the last time you spoke kindly to yourself? Yeah? So I'll give you a couple of minutes just to write or note it down somehow. 3 strengths you really acknowledge, and when was the last time you spoke kindly to yourself? Maybe if you want to come back and share, just a couple of minutes to do that.
Do you want people to do it in groups or individually?
Yeah, you can do it individually because it's almost like a self-reflective kind of, yeah. Yeah, would it be easy to do in groups? It would be easy to do in groups? All right then, just this side of the room. You discussed and discuss, and guys, if you want to discuss as a group in this side. Yeah? Just pair up with somebody, just pair up with someone. Yeah?
I would like to say
Yeah, it's all right. I'll just move forward.
as a woman who was really sick, went to bathroom by myself, and 4 years later, I'm coming to do like this. I'm achievement for me. That's my one.
Yeah.
I was born in Bangladesh, in a village, and I thought I came to this country, set it up for organization, run 35 years, been educated, all these high politicians doing House of Parliament meetings and stuff. That's my another achievement. And my organization, I done 35 years. I celebrated and I booked the Arsenal Football Club and did the big celebration. And I told myself, I achieved this, what I wanted. So this is the achievement in my
You have a lot of achievements.
All right, everyone, let's get back in the room.
Saved by the bell.
All right. Okay, so would anyone like to share? One strength. Give me one strength.
Multitask.
Multitasking. So that's one of your strengths. Awesome. What else? This is something you rarely acknowledge. Another strength, someone. Generosity. Generous. Okay. Yeah. And when was the last? Yes, my dear.
Having to get up and go exercise.
That's hard sometimes, isn't it? Have you done that though? That's amazing.
It's like,
Yes. It is mindset. It really is mindset. So just getting up in the morning and doing an exercise, yes.
Determined. For example, I was very sick 4 years ago. I couldn't even manage to go to bathroom by myself. And since then, I improved my health slowly. Look at me now, coming to the
Yeah. And that is it. It might seem like something small. Eat anything small, like I said, just getting up and just doing an exercise or being generous. You're doing these things already, but not acknowledging that you're doing these things because it almost comes naturally. It's like you said, we do so much more for other people. Well, that's a good thing. But remember, we're looking at the art of being gentle with ourselves and not having to go overboard where we're giving too much on this side and not giving enough back to ourselves. And that's going to be the next one. So that the canvas is the first thing, okay? So, yes?
you've been neglected now. You know, and you're very strong.
Excellent. I say that you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
The cup has to be filled before we can pour it to someone else. It has to be overflowing before we can pour it to someone else. So the scenery is the next thing on our masterpiece. When we're working on ourselves, right? We are the masterpiece. The scenery. Now, on this side, can you see that he's not speaking to himself in a very nice way? Speaking to himself quite negatively, like he's not enough. He hates himself. Yeah? Sometimes we can wake up and feel like this. Sometimes people live this every single day in a negative way. Yeah? Whereas, if we speak life into ourselves. You said you was ill. Did you have to speak life into yourself every day to say no? Okay,
I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm going to try.
Right? So it's really the way that we speak to ourselves, negatively or positively, it really can have an impact on how, on our outcomes. Yeah? And if you notice where his negativity is, nothing can grow. Nothing can flourish in that. Whereas when we speak that life, and even this one here, I'm proud of you. No one says they're proud of you. You can be proud of yourself. Yes. Right? No one has to tell you that, oh, I'm proud of you. Do you know what? I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud that I got up this morning and went and done some exercise. Yeah?
I've created a Proud of Me box.
Oh,
A whole
excellent.
box.
Oh, wow.
That I put stuff in. You can do it online as well, but I've got a whole box. So anything I
wonderful.
get, I'm a Proud of Me box, and I put it in. Just remind myself when.
And do you open that up like at the end of the year and look at all the things that you're proud of?
Yeah, well, I put it online, so I've got two. So yeah, look at them.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So little things like that in jars, most people have jars, like stones, all that kind of thing. So you are enough, and know that you are valuable. Okay? We all have value in this one. So we've spoken about the canvas, we've spoken about the scenery, and now what I'd like you to do is finish this sentence. So think about it personally, and if you spoke to yourself the way that you speak to your friends, what would you say? I mean, if you're not a nice friend, you might not say something very nice, but I'm sure that you're all lovely friends, right? So what nice thing would you say to your friend?
I'm amazing.
You're amazing, yeah?
You're great.
You're
Don't
great.
think badly of yourself.
Awesome.
You're doing well.
Sorry? Don't give up. Don't give up. See, look at that. These are the things that we want to say to ourselves. Alright?
Do we say them to ourselves?
Pardon?
Do we say them to
That's
ourselves?
the point. Remember, what's the topic that we're talking about? The art of being gentle with who? Ourselves. So everything, this is the purpose of that. Everything that we would say to someone else, we should be able to say to ourselves. It's hard. Sometimes we can't be positive all the time, right? But let's have at least 99.9% of the time be positive. So the outline. So we've looked at the canvas, we've looked at the scenery. Now we're looking at the outline of the picture, recognizing that we are powerful. Yeah, that we have that power. It's funny because I think I heard you talk about being enough power as well, didn't you? So how do we do that? Yeah? I'm going to ask you a question. What is your superpower? Do we have superpowers in here?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's your superpower?
Confident.
Confidence. That's lovely. See all these lovely words? Any other superpowers?
Being humble.
Being humble. Yeah. Patience. Yeah, I remember patience was a part of the art. Okay? And try to draw that picture of that patience. Anything else? Any other superpowers in there? I'd say determination. All can is that if you don't mind me calling you out, let's do something like, you're welcome afternoons. And I know that you turn up every single time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's hard, but
Yeah.
you know, I haven't got no other choice but to keep going forward in life. So
Yeah, and that's the point, going forward in life. Yeah? So oftentimes we see this beautiful canvas here, an artist has to take time to step back to see if his work is looking good, right?
Yes.
So that's what we need to do. We need to step back. Sometimes we can feel a bit overwhelmed, right? So what you do, question that I'm asking you here, is what can you do to step back and take time for yourself? What kind of things do you do? Meditation, awesome. Meditation is very good. Any others?
Exercise.
Exercise.
prioritize yourself. What is best for you.
Awesome. Take a bath.
Yeah.
Now, I would say not the bath, you know, I have a bath in the morning, but that's a 10-minute bath, like not brushing itself together, not that kind of bath. Like bubbles and candlelight, just relaxing.
For yourself. Relax sensation.
Yeah. Taking that time out, so important.
And also, instead of going to a drive-through or takeaway, sit down, relax, drink your tea, your coffee, eat your meal.
Yeah. Right, taking time. And even savoring. How many of us eat something and we just gobble it down? How many of us do that? Or maybe just bite something, trying to get all the flavours and savouring it, the textures, all that kind of thing. So important.
Like the three of us, we're going away from family today and we're taking time for us.
And how difficult to do that? How difficult to do that?
Sometimes it comes to major decision as well, life decision. For example, I used to run an organization. After 30 years, I worked, and it was charity and funded by the government as well. But when I came sick, I had to resign, take early retirement. Because I had to see myself, if I don't survive, nothing will work. So I took, I stopped working and took after myself, and now where I am.
You got better, and maybe if you want to, you can start it up again.
Yes.
And it is taking that time, because sometimes we'll go and go and go, and you end up with burnout, right? So being gentle, the art of being gentle is the fact of us saying, do you know what? At the moment, it's not possible.
Yes.
It might come again. Yeah? But if we keep going and then we end up to the point of not being able to, then we've done
But
it.
also remembering that it doesn't always be like that all the time.
Yeah.
Remembering it's not going to be always this.
Yeah. But so tough times don't last, but tough people do. And that's what, that's what it is, isn't it? So, but not being tough to the point of neglecting ourselves.
No.
And it's okay, you said earlier that sometimes you feel bad about doing something nice for yourself, or people might think, no, I think that's almost
It's a luxury.
yeah, and some people think that, oh, selfish, you're being selfish. You're not being selfish by looking after yourself. Unfortunately, I can say no one else is going to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, as much as we'd like to, no one else is going to do it. And especially mothers and leaders as well. If we working, you saw the picture at the top there, children, business and work and so forth. Really, we need to, because even artists will lay down his paintbrushes to rest. Yeah? So we need to do the same. Alright, so what I want to do, 30-second activity. I want you all to close your eyes. Close your eyes. And what we're going to do is, with the smell of flowers, we're going to take a nice deep breath. Nice, slow, deep breath in. And then let it out, nice breath out. And then I want you to think of one small thing that brings you peace. One small thing that brings you peace. Okay, now open your eyes, pardon?
Being able to spend some time.
Yeah. And this is that's exactly what you've done. You've paused in the moment. 30-second pause. That's what you've done. And that's what pausing feels like. Alright? So sometimes, if we are feeling a bit overwhelmed, in that moment, 30 seconds. That's all it takes. Okay, and then the finishing touches are the final layers. I'm going to quickly just go through these. Alright, so it's our choice. We all have that choice, don't we? To be kind and gentle to ourselves. So we choose compassion over being critical of ourselves. Because I know we probably criticise ourselves more than we have compassionate to ourselves, right? So change that thinking. It's all that mindset, right? Patience over pressure. That's come up 3 times, hasn't it, that word patient? 3 times. And also growth over perfection. How many of us in the room are perfect? Okay, good. None of us. Okay? None of us are perfect. But all of us can grow. And that's the most important thing. I think I've almost run out of time because I had this message of taking what we need. Yeah? So there's lots of things that we can do. But I think just this one is focus on understanding ourselves and working on ourselves. Okay? And I did have some affirmations for us to do. But is the next thing, right? Yeah? Okay. So,
Probably have a couple of minutes.
Pardon?
Probably 2 minutes to end.
2 minutes? Okay. So maybe we can just start. Let's see if the affirmations will work today. No, they're not working. So you can go into my YouTube channel and you can find those affirmations there. So do we have any questions or? What's your name? My name's NatashaJohn-Baptiste. Yeah. And I run warm welcome afternoons, coffee mornings. I do workshops. I'm also an author, writer. And yeah, my book's downstairs if you want to purchase it as well. And it's primarily working on mental health. We all have mantras. I think we should all write mantras that help us through. You know, we're talking about the art of being gentle with ourselves. There's nothing wrong being gentle with ourselves. Alright? So sometimes I give myself a hug. And I like all my pictures on my social media. No one else like them. I don't expect anyone else to. Alright, so thank you so much. And
We need that reminder, innit? It's there, but you kind of remind them.
absolutely. Don't forget, next year when I see you.
Yeah.
Where can we find the information?
They're on my YouTube channel, so go to NatashaJohn-Baptiste on YouTube. And you can get, and there's lots of resources there. I have guided meditations as well as lots of things, because I also run a grief support network as well, a grief support group. Yeah, so there's things to do with family, relationships, all sorts of things.
Have you got
Yeah.